Hello, and welcome back to our series of tutorial videos for Space Break EHS. If this is the first video you're seeing, I'd like to recommend you go and check out our intro video. With that being said, let's get right into things. A major part of Space Break EHS is the ability to create and manage financial documents like quotes, invoices, and purchase orders. If you partner with our payment processor as well, you can create digital invoices. I'll be showcasing the basic flow of these documents both on web and on our mobile application. First, let's go ahead and start with the most vital part of billing and add the information of a new client and a new vendor we'd like to operate with. We can navigate to Users, select Customers, and then go ahead and add a new customer here. I'll go ahead and add this customer's information so we can proceed. We'll also perform this process on mobile with some slight changes. We can navigate directly to our customer list and then add a customer here. On these screens, we can see and search through our customer list and edit the information wherever needed. We can also remove a customer from the list. Next up, let's navigate to our inventory and click on the Vendors tab. Here we can manage a similar list to our customers, but we'll add the information of a vendor we'd like to send the purchase order to. This list also features similar management options to customers. Currently, vendors can only be managed from the web, but expect updates to the mobile app coming soon. Now that we have our information in order, let's go to an existing project we'd like to add some financial documents to. In this section, I'll be showing the equivalent mobile screen as well, so feel free to pause, slow down the video, or re-watch these sections to clarify the minor differences between these actions on mobile or web. I'll go ahead and start with a quote for our new customer, so that we can agree upon billing and when we'd like to be paid. Once I've set the initial document information, let's view the details. Here we can see our to and from addresses, which match our business information as we've entered on our profile screen, and the information of a customer that we've selected. Right now the document is empty, but let's start adding some data. In here we can add different line items and change how they're marked, and if we should apply our tax rate to this item. I want to eventually send this as a digital invoice, so I'll also add the application fee here. This is an important step because we should ensure we're being 100% transparent with our pricing, and this fee is necessary to process this transaction digitally. Now that these rows look great, I'll confirm my changes. I can review how the document looks here, and I'll go ahead and download a copy too. Since I'm happy with the quote, I'll also make sure to generate an invoice from this quote. Navigating back to the project, I'm going to attach the downloaded quote so I can have that digitally signed by the customer, and we can confirm that this is the agreed upon price. Now that I have a quote that the customer and I are happy with, we can view this signed copy by clicking on the document. In this case, let's say that I've also agreed on a payment plan with the client, where they'd like to pay half now and half later. In this case, we could go back and generate a second invoice from the previous quote, but I'll show the flow of creating an invoice without a quote. The process for creating an invoice is exactly the same as we did with a quote, but we instead select invoice upon creation. With these two invoices, let's adjust our totals to match the payment plan with the customer on each of these separate invoices, as well as change the names to something that fits better. After going through and modifying both of these invoices, let's go ahead and create a digital invoice for our first payment from the customer. For demonstration, I'm going to remove the application fee from this invoice, and now that the application fee is no longer applied, the Generate Digital Invoice button is disabled. Since the fee is required to make a payment, we must show it on the invoice. With the application fee reapplied, I'm going to press Generate Digital Invoice. What happens now is we verify the invoice total and send the request to our payment partner, Stripe. Stripe then verifies all the information and will automatically create and send the digital invoice to your client's email if possible. Typically, this process takes about 30 seconds, but I've skipped ahead so we won't have to wait. On the Digital Invoices tab of the project, we can view the digital invoice we've just created, as it is shown to the customer. These documents will reference the Space Break invoice that we would have sent the customer when making our agreements. On this screen, we can also get the payment link if we would like to view the invoice ourselves or send this link separately. On mobile, we can meet with our customers and show them the digital invoice directly. We can even have them pay it through our mobile device. Now that we've gone through both invoices and quotes, let's take a step back and review purchase orders. Going back to the Financial Documents tab, we can create another document, but this time label it as a purchase order. Here, rather than selecting a customer, we'll select a vendor. The flow here is much the same as before, but we do not have the option for an application fee. Instead, we have a field to enter shipping and handling. I'll go ahead and fill this document out, and then we can view the result. Now that all of this is adjusted, I'll go ahead and confirm and print this document to mail out. Lastly, let's take a look at how all of this affected our accounting. In the Accounting tab, we can see our purchase orders listed under Expenses, and the total matches what we've entered earlier. We can also navigate back to the document by clicking on it. Under Receivables, we can also do this, but for invoice documents. What I'll go ahead and do is mark this invoice as paid in the document and then navigate back to Accounting to see that reflected. We hope this tutorial was helpful in introducing you to Space Break's financial documents, and we hope to see you again in some of our other videos. Please leave comments about anything you'd like us to cover more in depth, and subscribe for more videos coming soon.